Put them in the Iron Maiden.
What's up, everybody? So, I got a package from Big Bad Toy Store in the mail yesterday, and I'm not gonna lie, I've already done two other reviews that I'm planning on posting on YouTube, but I was so excited about the one figure I got in the Big Bad Toy Store order that I am jumping those two reviews, doing this one to post it, and then the other two's reviews will come a day or two later. The other two reviews are a TMNT Mezco 5 points review, and I'm also doing a Transformers MDLX Optimus Prime. So, but yeah, I was a little excited about this one. Not necessarily for the reason you would think, actually, though. So, the figure I got in the mail yesterday was the McFarlane Toys Music Maniacs. Eddie, Iron Maiden, from the Trooper. The song The Trooper, but anyways. So growing up, I was a huge Iron Maiden fan. I think I got my first Iron Maiden album when I was, 7 or 8 years old. My mom bought me the cassette tape for, I think it was, the cassette tape for, I can't remember the name of the title. That's horrible. But my favorite album ended up being Somewhere in Time, which I got, I think, after Number the Beast. My first album was actually the Live After Death. It was the live album. God damn, I can't believe I fucking forgot that. Fuck. Getting old sucks. But yeah, so Live After Death was my first album, and then I got, Number the Beast, and then after that, I got Somewhere in Time. Somewhere in Time, to this day, is my favorite Iron Maiden album. There's a long history behind it. I actually saw Iron Maiden, I guess it was 86 or 87. My parents were going through a divorce, and my dad was a super conservative asshole. And my mom decided to take me to see Iron Maiden, which was very out of character for her because my mom was the cheerleader debutante type. Pardon that boom in the background. There's a hell of a storm outside right now, which is messing with my bad hip and also messing with my fractured hip. I was going to actually try to go do toy photos today, but the storm has put a stop to that. So we're doing this review on Eddie. So yeah, it's from the Trooper. If you are familiar with this character, so this is Eddie in a British military uniform from the 1854 Crimean War. I am not gonna lie, I wanted to try to find a musket rifle for him to carry, even though on the album cover and the artwork he never did carry one. I did want to find him a musket rifle, but I did not have much luck. During that time period, they carried a 1855 Enfield. That was the pattern, I should say. And I even looked up what pistol they carried during that time period, which was an 1851 or an 1854 Adams revolver. Sadly, I was unable to find that either on eBay or any place. But strangely enough, for another photo I did a year or so ago, the Adams revolver looks a lot like a Webley revolver. The only difference is the Webley used shells, and the Adams revolver was a, I guess you'd say, like the black powder and ball, like, Civil War pistols were in the United States. So this looks a lot like the Adams revolver. So I think for photography purposes, it will do the job. I bought this about a year ago for some Indiana Jones pictures that I did, and I needed a extra Webley. So let's take a look at Eddie. So, McFarlane Toys, this is their release. NECA did release a Trooper figure. Well, they've actually released it several times, over the years, with cloth goods. I never did. There's only one cloth goods figure that they released for Iron Maiden, NECA, and that was the Aces High version. That's the only one I really liked. The other ones, just there was something off about them. But the Aces High version, his flight vest and stuff, it makes the clothes, the flight suit and stuff, sit much better. So that being said, that's why I like that NECA version. But this being a plastic goods rather than cloth goods, I was really excited about this. And like I said, growing up, I was a huge Iron Maiden fan. And my uncle, who passed last year, he was a huge music aficionado. Like, he was a metalhead. He was only 12 years older than me, and I wasn't allowed to have contact with him as a kid. And that being said, when we finally did connect as family members, after my father and my mother and everybody died, that said I wasn't allowed to have contact with him because he was the black sheep of the family. It was really funny how much him and I were alike. But so let's look at this Trooper figure. Let's go ahead and open it. So it says authenticated, limited edition. 6,850 pieces. You know what? That means that some poor fanboy is about to cry out in pain as I rip this open. So, I will say, before I use him for pictures, he is going to need a wash, because his uniform is far, far too clean. Like, way too clean. Like, I am just, like, mind-boggled that they didn't give him a better, make him dirty and stuff, like in the actual, artwork for the song. So I'm going to go ahead and cut that off. Of course, this is the authentication card. It is the tells what the numbered edition of this one is. This one is 1,126 of 6,850. And right now there's a fanboy somewhere who's losing his shit because I just opened a McFarlane Music Maniacs figure. And what's even funnier is I am going to toss that card and bubble in the trash. And, his saber, little rubbery. I'm not going to lie. It's going to need some heating up. Maybe, going to have to do something to kind of straighten it because it's got a little bit of a bend to it in the package. And then his British flag. I'm actually going to go to a local flag store, and I'm going to buy a cloth British flag, and going to paint the pole, and I might cut that tip off on the top and glue it on there to give it a much more accurate look. It's not, this apparently is not a true guide-on pole, like that flags like this are supposed to be on. I'm not sure history-wise why they, so I don't like that flag at all. One, it's too small. Two, looks very plasticky. Cloth flag is definitely going to be a replacement piece. So, okay, let's cut these plastic straps. Ooh, all right. Okay. Steady as she goes. There we go. All right. Easy out. So, I noticed that has a little hole at the top. I think that is to put the card in, because I do not believe... No, that does not fit. I believe that's designed to put your card in, I guess, or maybe there might be other figures in the line that have a some kind of display stand that plugs into there. I know that McFarlane does like to commonly reuse parts, so they're, like I said, the stand might be universal for different figures. So let's take a look at him. Okay, so yeah, he's definitely going to need a wash. Not dirty enough. I have my Somewhere in Time figure as my Aces High figure is my display piece. I really hope that maybe McFarlane might come out with a Somewhere in Time version of this figure. The backpack backpack moves, but the backpack does come off. That's cool. That McFarlane has impressed me there. Normally on a DC Multiverse figure, the backpack would most likely be glued on. He does have really good, he's got decent elbow articulation. Nothing, I've seen much better. I don't see any butterfly joints. So, like I said, I don't want to say he's basic, but I've seen way better animation, especially on some of the newer McFarlane figures. Not that I'm disappointed. This figure's got a lot of potential, especially for toy photography. Okay, that's a little tight. Looks like he has... So it looks like at the knee, it not only does he have a rocker, but it goes back and forth. So that's not bad. That has potential. Let's go ahead and go ahead and give him the web. Ooh, hands come off very easy. That could be good and bad. I hope I don't end up losing one of them damn things at the park, because he is definitely going to be used at Mazurk Park here in Fayetteville. So, like I said, the Webley is a lot like the Adams revolver. He's kind of got a fat finger, so it's not going in that trigger housing extremely well. I don't want to break off the trigger, but that doesn't look bad. Like I said, the Webley looks a lot like the Adams revolver, so it will work, historically correct for this figure. Gotta stretch open his hand real quick. Sorry about that, so I can fit his scabbard. His fingers are a little rubbery. Give me a little bit of a hassle getting it in there. Alright, yeah. That is not bad looking, honestly. I don't know. I might try to replace this saber with a metal one if I can find one on eBay. Something that doesn't look quite so plasticky. But overall, it's a good looking figure. Give him an Eddie pose with the, oh yeah, that's he doesn't need the stand to stand. Like the flag on the ground by him, Like I said, he's a good-looking figure. He's got a lot of potential. Definitely going to give him a wash, though. He definitely needs some dirtying up. Let's see, how does that... Okay. Oh, yeah. He definitely can do that running pose. Too bad his head doesn't come up some. Oh, I'll put the pistol in front of him and give him a running pose like he's running at somebody from, the trenches. There we go, that foot peg is. Yeah, I don't like that. He does not have any articulation at the foot, which does not allow him to lean forward for, his foot to, come forward for running poses. Like I said, I've gotten worse articulated figures in the past, but at the same time, with McFarlane's current releases, I am a little disappointed in this articulation, but you know what? Considering the best I've gotten so far is NECA with a little better articulation, but the clothes look all bulky and awkward. Beggars can't be choosers, can they? So, but yeah, he's definitely going to need some cleaning up. Definitely going to need some, going to have to use either a heat gun or some hot water. And going to have to, shape his hands and get that scabbard back from being curved, or, like, see it? It's kind of like, but it's going to be a fun figure for toy photography. Like, yeah, doing down by his hip, like, I can imagine I can be out in the woods at the park and be like, picture like this. Like, I can, like, now that is a good looking pose right there. Like, that has potential for toy photography. Like, center him on the camera. Look at that. Like, hey, Miss Gretel. So, just a good looking figure. I mean, I'm not gonna lie, the sculpt is amazing. I mean, definitely not as bad as McFarlane's past releases in the 90s and early 2000s, what a lot of us old school toy collectors refer to as action statues. Definitely got potential. I can't wait to give them a wash and see what I can do with them with some toy photography. So, but that is the McFarlane Toys Eddie the Trooper action figure, Iron Maiden. Up the irons, guys. Later.
Iron Maiden? Excellent!